While there's no specific set of actual rules for Hell's Kitchen out there, I think we can all agree on some of the basic rules. As with any reality TV show, don't do anything stupid or you'll get ejected. And as far as the rules for the competition, it's a really basic numbers game, as the teams and chefs who do the best win rewards while the weak are eliminated. But let's be clear, there are some obvious unwritten rules of Hell's Kitchen that every chef should know better than to break. What's going on, guys? I'm FlynnMasters, and today we'll be talking about the unwritten rules of Hell's Kitchen. Before we begin, if you enjoy Hell's Kitchen content like this, then please be sure to smash that like and subscribe button, as we're building a great HK community on this channel, and the support would mean so much. Also, be sure to check out my actual rule breaking video from last week, so you don't get that confused with these breaking of unwritten rules. With all that said, let's take a look at the unwritten rules of Hell's Kitchen.
Bloody hell, here I go again.
The first unwritten rule of Hell's Kitchen is an obvious one, but yet so many chefs have failed to follow, and that's not to talk back to Chef Ramsay under any circumstances. He's the boss and is literally one of the best chefs to ever live. If he wants something or says something is off on your plate, it doesn't matter how petty it is. You say yes, chef, and try to do better. Seriously, you would think this is pretty self-explanatory, not just for the reasons I stated above, but you would also think chefs should know by now that questioning Chef Ramsay never usually ends well.
Not an ounce of seasoning. What are you... Do it again. Don't argue with chef.
Don't talk back to chef. He says something, you say yes, chef, and move on. That's it.
Say that again. Say that again. Yes, chef. There's not an ounce of seasoning in there. These guys save lives for a living. Yeah, and you're about to up their breakfast. Got it? Yes, chef.
I can see you've given up caring.
What are you... I don't know what you're talking about, chef.
I've had enough. You shut at me again, I'll drag you out.
The hell
so
is this cook, chef?
Shut it! Still haven't got any idea what I'm talking about.
I do, chef.
Scott is being Scott. Chef Ramsay is like in his grill.
Your special has now become not very special, thanks to Dick Face there.
Yeah, but I'm not Dick Face, chef.
Yeah, say that again. Look at me in the eyes! Not as pissed as I am! You are! Donkey!
No.
Dick Face!
The next unwritten rule of Hell's Kitchen is to never serve up canned food. Seriously, this is a fine dining restaurant, and you're playing for $250,000 trying to impress the one and only Gordon Ramsay. Have some standards, people. While there's no rule in Hell's Kitchen specifically saying to avoid canned food, many chefs have tried to take the easy way out during the signature dish challenge, but this always comes back to haunt them.
It's a packaged tortellini, fresh tortellini.
Packaged fresh tortellini.
Please tell me you use fresh tomatoes.
They were canned tomatoes.
Come on, that was a joke. Hold on, it gets worse. The pineapple looks like... canned?
Limited time today.
Limited time? 45 minutes? Limited time? You're so full of even your eyes are brown. You can off now. Serious? It's an absolute freaking mess. But the surprising fact was you opened it out of a can. That's what pissed me off more than anything.
Now, a common question fans always ask is, why even put canned food in the pantry in the first place if chefs will get penalized for using it? Well, the obvious reason is that Chef Ramsay wants to weed out the weak right away and find chefs who are willing to take the easy route. Cause trust me, there's hardly anything that angers Ramsay more than a chef putting very little effort into their first chance to impress him, as literally anyone can make a canned food dish, and the fact that a pro chef would do this in a competition is pretty insane. About as insane as an Italian who doesn't make his own pasta.
Bucatina matriciana.
And you made the bucatini. You made your...
No, I didn't make, chef.
An Italian that doesn't make his own pasta from Naples.
This next unwritten rule is an unwritten rule for any chef, and that's to take care of your kitchen etiquette. Remember, you're making food for people who paid good money to be there, and the last thing they want is to be served food with saliva and hair in it.
And you start tasting stuff, huh?
Yes, chef.
Yeah. There's customers standing right over there.
Yes, chef.
You're tasting the food and putting the spoon back in it.
Yes, chef.
I found a hair in my food.
They contain a little something extra.
Pretty disgusting.
Hey, all of you, come here.
Oh my gosh.
Ugh. Oh, man. God almighty. Hair.
And just in general, it's important to not be a mess in the kitchen, whether that be yourself or your workstation. Cooking is like an art, but it's hard to be an artist when you're an absolute mess, and Gordon Ramsay doesn't tolerate the disgusting acts of chefs in his fine dining restaurant.
Just look. Just look at the mess in here. The disorganization, and look. I'm not sweating it at all. Hey, young man. Yes, chef. You're sweating into the lobster. It's dripping. I don't want a lobster covered in your sweat.
What is he doing? Hey, you, come here. I just watched you wipe your face and then wipe a pan.
You know, these are disgusting acts coming from pro chefs who are trying to win their own restaurant. It's scary to think about the mistakes your local fast food and short order restaurants make on a daily basis. This next unwritten rule is more so an observation, but I think it needs to be stated at this point, with that being to not bring up your dish if you need more time. And I get it, it's easy for me to say that at home, as opposed to being in a stressful kitchen with Gordon Ramsay yelling at me to plate my dish. But over the years, so many chefs have rushed up their dishes knowing they weren't ready, simply so they could plate everything on time. Now yes, in a perfect world, the dishes are all served together at the same time, but let's face it, Ramsay, and especially the customer, would rather wait an extra couple minutes for the food as opposed to it being undercooked or raw, leading to the entire ticket needing to be refired, thus a much longer wait.
JR, hey, any time tonight?
Chef Ramsay keeps bugging me for these scallops, so if you want raw scallops, then that's what I'm gonna send you.
Look at that. Hey, all of you, come here. Look at that, touch that. Oh, look what he gave me.
All right, we'll sell it now. Let's see.
The garnish is in the window.
It's gonna come right back. Thanks, guys. You just screwed me. You just sent me home, guys. You just sent me home because you screwed me on the time. I asked for 2 minutes.
Jesus Christ almighty.
That's what I asked for, 2 minutes.
Shut the f*** up. Out, 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 and out. Because you think I'm going to serve that. You eat it. Now all of you, f*** off.
Yes, chef.
The fifth and final unwritten rule is the most obvious one of them all, and that is, at the end of the day, this is Gordon Ramsay's show, and he can break his own set of rules anytime he wants to. Now on TV, the rules are that a chef or the team decides on who the nominees are, but Chef Ramsay has proven over and over again that he can overrule these nominations. Whether he adds another nominee, chooses his own set of nominees instead, or in fact eliminates a chef without nomination, it all comes down to him on who goes home.
Both of you. Both of you. Back in line. Jamie, you're done. Jacket off, please.
And this doesn't just stop at the losing team either. You can be on the winning team and still be the one to go home. I know. Seems unethical, right? We're taught all our life to win, and yet sometimes winning can't even guarantee you safety? What is this, Survivor? But yes, starting with Carol from season 5, all the way up until Ben's crazy elimination to begin an all-star season, Ramsay has never been afraid to eliminate chefs from the winning team, as he just simply can't overlook the flaws of a certain chef compared to the flaws of the chefs on the losing team.
The person leaving Hell's Kitchen is... Joe. Give me your jackets.
The person leaving Hell's Kitchen is... Raj. You, big boy, are out of your league. Big time. Jacket. There's the door there, big boy.
There's also no specific criteria for what goes into Ramsay's decisions. Sure, a bunch of Discord stats could say that this chef should have stayed over that chef, but that means nothing to Ramsay, as he's the one putting his restaurant on the line, and is obviously more qualified to make these decisions than we are. It's also the reason why we see an older chef get eliminated over the weaker chef who's 20 years younger, as there's only so much Ramsay can do with the 50-year-old in the long term, hence he wants that youth to run his kitchen, which again, is something stats can't account for. It may not seem fair, but at the end of the day, this is Ramsay's show, and he's the king. And remember rule 1, never ever question him.
I just don't understand why it's so difficult to serve some people their food.
Are you that arrogant? You haven't got a clue what's going on behind me?
It seems like you have a lot of amateur sous chefs.
Right. Finally, your head's coming outside your arsehole. Now sit down, you
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video and want to see more Hell's Kitchen videos like this, then please be sure to smash that like and subscribe button and leave a comment down below of any other unwritten rules of Hell's Kitchen that you can think of. As usual, thanks for the continued support everyone. Take care, and I'll see you next time.
Get out of there.